morning. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02. Conservation officers pulled the body of an 11-year-old girl from the East Fork White River in Columbus yesterday. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources says she was on a sandbar with friends Tuesday evening when she waded too far and got swept away by the river's current. A man was killed in Indianapolis on the west side of the city last night after an argument at a home. Police responded to the home near West Troy and South Lyndhurst. They say gunfire inside the home happened. That man died at the scene, and IMPD just told us that they had detained a person, but they have released that person after talking with the prosecutor's office. 18 people arrested in Indianapolis during a drug bust on Wednesday. Here's John Herrick.
Those people were all arrested on various charges, including possession of a narcotic, dealing cocaine, unlawful possession of a gun, and visiting a common nuisance. IMPD says this can all be traced back to a home on Capitol Avenue near the intersection of 38th and Illinois Streets. They say tips from people help them make the arrests and make the community safer in the process. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You probably already know the Final Four is in downtown Indianapolis this weekend, which means heavy traffic.
If you're coming in from the north side, remember, Meridian Street and Pennsylvania Street are closed north of Monument Circle, and those heavily used eastbound, westbound one-ways, New York Street and Michigan Street, will also be shut down around the American Legion Mall, where the concerts are happening. In fact, expect gridlock conditions in parts of downtown. It will be undrivable in spots. All closures related to the Final Four will finish on different days next week. Matt Bear, WIBC Traffic.
Spring football is happening in Bloomington. IU head coach Curt Cignetti.
You know, we can't make progress fast enough with all the new people we have in our program. Kind of treat every practice sort of like it's a game. You know, we got 13 practices and try to prepare the same way in terms of and the things we demand.
And the college football season for the Hoosiers kicks off on September 5th against North Texas. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com on a Friday morning. Traffic and weather together in 1 minute. It's 6:04.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220. That's Hammer and Nigel to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Good morning, it's Eric from Matt Bear. A little bit earlier around, lots of road closed for the NCAA Men's Final Four event. So keep that in mind as you're traveling out and about. Other than that, 65, 69, 70, 74, and 465 are all looking good. Traffic is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Every now and then you find a deal where you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. That's Straight Talk Wireless on Verizon's 5G network. Buy it exclusively at Walmart and on that IBC traffic.
So I can't make my connection with Mr. Traffic work. It wasn't your radio. It was just nutty. And I can't make the connection with Wish TV work. But we persevere. That's who we are. We get through it all. We're strong. We are strong, independent women, and we don't need no man. Don't you forget it. Don't you? Girl power. I don't know. I saw Steel Magnolias last night, and I'm just all excited. We have got a little bit of rain that's going to come in the 7 o'clock hour, and then after that, we're cloudy. The sun will peek through a little bit here and there. We'll get temperatures up to about 77 degrees, and then over the weekend, we've got some rain and some sun. We'll go from the upper 60s into the lower 50s on Sunday, but right now, I don't see anything that's going to say that our Final Four weekend is a washout by any stretch. Good times are to be had by everyone. Right now, it's 65 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:07.
This is Gary Dick, a university
Pam Bondi is out as Attorney General. Yeah. Well, she did it to herself. Tony, do you really think it was the Epstein files? I don't know if it was 100% the Epstein files, but absolutely that played into it. I think a lot of things played into it. Well, they're saying that Bondi was removed because Trump was upset that she wasn't engaging in enough prosecutions. So was all of MAGA. Tony Katz at 93 WIBC. Good morning, guys. Good to be here. Good to be with you. Good to be back. Took the day off yesterday. Enjoyed a little bit of time with family as they were in town for the holiday. And Pam Bondi being out is just, well, it doesn't change much of anything. It does offer an opportunity for a level of reset. I think we'd be foolish if we thought otherwise. Now, do I think Todd Blanche, who is now the interim attorney general, is the answer? I do not. I don't know the guy. I don't know him at all, but I think it was wrong for him to go on Fox News yesterday, be talking about how great Pam Bondi is.
In between terms. And he joins me now. All right, so what happened to Pam?
I mean, look, I think a lot of, Jesse, first of all, thanks. It's great to be here. A lot of what you just said about what happened to the Attorney General is simply not true. As President Trump said today, the Attorney General made our country safe again, and she is a friend, and she did a great job in the first year of this administration, and people should not forget what the Department of Justice that she came into just over a year ago. And so we are a better Justice Department. We are safer as a nation, and we should all be very grateful to the Attorney General for her sacrifice for this country and for what she did.
Yeah. That's something you put in a press release. Nobody needs you to go on Fox News to have the same regurgitated conversation with Jesse Waters that always seems to take place. What is going to happen now? Are prosecutions going to happen? Are we going to get the full release of the Epstein files? Because this is the perfect moment to do it. She's gone. You release everything, whatever may be left. Now, it's throwing her under the bus. Oh, I agree. Politics is a nasty business. Nasty little business. But that's the way it goes sometimes. And her job in the private sector, we call that a soft landing. It's like what Kristi Noem got going to the Shields of the Americas or whatever that thing is called. You have an opportunity to clean up some of the mess and put an end to a Democratic talking point that they are trying to drive into the midterms. I think you should take the opportunity. But if that's not what the firing was for, well, okay, what was it for? Because we do not have the answer. Speculation, sure. Not an answer. I just hope things are better. Will it be Todd Blanche? As I said, I'm not. I don't see him as leadership, but other people might. He could surprise. The rumor mill is Lee Zeldin, the EPA administrator, the former congressman from New York who ran for governor of New York against Kathy Hochul. Did rather well, actually, in a state like New York. Zeldin could be a very interesting choice. I'd be fine with it. Let's see what could happen. Then again, I was fine with Bondi instead of Matt Gaetz, although someone did claim that America demands Matt Gaetz be the attorney general. Sure they do. Sure. You have 5 friends in an online chat, but America demands Matt Gaetz. One American News doesn't even demand Matt Gaetz. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning.
This is Gary Dick, a University Mall's major layoffs at 632. Brought to you by the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA.
State Senator Jim Buck is 80 years old, and decades in politics and government have changed him. Maybe once he voted like a conservative, but he's changed. How else can you explain why Senator Buck voted with liberal Democrats in Indianapolis to oppose President Trump's agenda on congressional redistricting? Or why Jim Buck voted to let China own Hoosier farmland, putting Hoosier families at risk? Or why Jim Buck voted to raise our gas tax, increasing your pain at the pump against Trump, letting China own our land, increasing the gas tax. It's a pathetic and sad pattern, a sign of a politician who's been in office too long. Call State Senator Jim Buck at 317-232-9400. Tell him 32 years in politics and government is enough. Support Trump's policies or retire already. Paid for by Hoosier Leadership for America.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling will pay you cash for your scrap metal. Race Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling may seem familiar to you, and that's because they are. They're trusted local family-owned businesses going back 3 generations in Indy with their familiar orange logo and a name you know. But you may not know they'll pay you cash for your scrap metal. Cash is king. Your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, and brass will get you cash from Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Just drop it off and you'll put cash in your pocket. Raise Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Local names you can trust with 2 locations.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Get cash for your scrap. Get started at farnsworthmetals.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Traffic on the 5s. Jeremy Scott in for Matt Baer in the WIBC Traffic Center. What's going on?
Well, still a lot of closures play for the NCAA Final 4 events. So expect a lot of closures through there. But the good news is 65, 69, 70, 74, and 465. For the time being, we can take a breather. They're looking pretty good. Traffic is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Every now and then you find a deal where you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. That's Straight Talk Wireless on Verizon's 5G network. Find exclusively at Walmart and straighttalk.com. I'm Jeremy Scott with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
It's Jeremy Scott right there. Thank you. 65 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:15.
I didn't switch to Pure Talk just because I wanted to save 50% off the same 5G service I'd been paying twice as much for. I switched because I like the idea of being in business with a wireless company that supports our veterans in a meaningful way. Pure Talk also creates American jobs every day by keeping their entire operation in this country. I appreciate that. If you feel the same, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Hey, what's up? It's Hammer from Hammer and Nigel. For my friends at Technology Recyclers, Earth Day's coming up, and at Technology Recyclers, it's Earth Day every day. They're the official sponsors of tomorrow, keeping electronics out of landfills and doing it the right way. We're talking 100% landfill-free recycling, certified data destruction, and pickup from businesses anywhere in the state of Indiana. Tech-recyclers.com.
The countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful, but they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. Number one, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the Strait and just take it. Protect it. Use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy.
See, he went with decimated and not obliterated, so I would have lost the over-under because I said the over-under was 3.5. On obliterated, I think he only said it once. I'm like, come on. Now we're going to throw in decimated, and that's not even the right word. Decimated, 10%. We've done a lot more than 10% in terms of damaging the ability of the Iranian regime to do anything. Tony Katz. 93 WIBC, good morning. Well, I mean, if you listen to the Tucker puppets or mainstream media, you wouldn't know that. They're now screaming war crimes. They really do hate the country, and they really do hate Trump more than they love the country. They are fed. They suckle on the teat of hate. Can I say that on radio? Can we get a ruling? Can we get no, yes?
The FCC.
The FCC is very busy approving super large mega deals in television that nobody knows if they make any sense. I don't think they're listening to the show. I think we're fine right here. But it is madness. But there were two things about the speech Wednesday night. First, there really was no new news. There was no new information. There was nothing there that he hadn't said before, including this line to these other nations about the Strait of Hormuz. But I will admit that I like that he said it. I like that he went forward with it. Seriously, guys, that's your issue. Go do things. So now, in classic lumbering style of socialist governments, they are gathering nations together to see what they're going to do about the Strait of Hormuz. And the UN is preparing a vote. Not a vote from the UN. Anything but a vote from the UN. I mean, a vote from the UN is non-binding and doesn't scare anybody.
Be cool, honey bunny. Be cool.
I will be cool. I'm just saying that if we're preparing a vote from the UN, these people aren't actually very serious. But then again, they haven't shown themselves to be. So the war continues. You have the U.S. taking out infrastructure, including this bridge. And a lot of people are talking about what just happened. And they're putting it on a U.S. strike, and I believe that it was. This bridge, they will discuss how it connects these two regions. It's called the B1 Bridge. I think it's like a year old. Now, what you will hear from media types is that the bridge connects two cities and it's so important to the infrastructure of Iran. What we have heard from some people inside Iran, so it at least offers a countering opinion. Now I have to do the research as these things just happen to see what's reality versus who's hyping things on social and in mainstream media. This was a bridge so Basij units could connect with other Basij units, and the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, could connect with other IRGC members. This wasn't for the people. This was for those who would oppress the people. Even the BBC tells the story that the B1 bridge, which was yet to open to traffic, means this was not a bridge utilized by the citizenry. Well, I thought Trump was trying to help these countries. Now he's destroying the infrastructure. A bridge that no one used? Yeah, that's fine. A bridge no one used except the IRGC or the Besiege or the regime. Because now, as we see this a little bit of reporting from the BBC, to the extent we could trust the BBC, although they're certainly no friend of the U.S. or freedom, they are absolutely on the side of those who would do wrong. I think we can put to rest the nonsense that keeps getting pushed by our media, which is desperate to see us lose. And I have gotten a lot of pushback on this. Oh, Tony, you talk about the woke right. That's just a ridiculous term. It's a made-up term. We can come up with another term, but I thought scumbag was already taken. So I said to myself, what I said, Producer Carl, is maybe that's a little rough for 6:22 in the morning. I'll just go with woke right, and everybody will know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. Right? It's like when we talk about F and Diego. You know F and Diego Morales, the Secretary of State. Fake news Diego. You see, he accused WIBC of being fake news, but he gave no proof to it. Him and his Tokyo Rose, Lindsay Eaton, they accused, he accused, and she won't answer questions, and calling WIBC fake news, so he provided no proof to it, so he's the fake news. Fake news Diego Morales, or fake news Diego, but, I just try and make it easy for time, and I just say F and Diego. That makes sense, right, Carl?
Yeah, we're just trying to help the audience.
That's all we're trying to do. All we're trying to do is help the audience. That's it. Well said, Producer Carl. It's like you've practiced that. So it's the same. There's a lot of fake news out there. So I came up with a name for Diego, and so I go with woke right for these pathetic people. What, Theo Vaughn calling Trump a terrorist? Dear Lord. But then again, there are people out there seriously getting their news from Theo Vaughn. And if you say to me, what, he's not allowed to have an opinion? Of course the man's allowed to have an opinion and create a career, and good on him. But when he's wrong, I'm going to say so. His popularity means I can't say he's wrong. Screw him. Screw him and his mullet. What are we talking about? When Joe Rogan's wrong, we'll say so. When Dave Smith's wrong, well, that's all the time. We'll say so. These people who have these large followings on social media, you want to push that Trump is engaged in terrorism for taking out a terrorist regime? It's backwards nonsense, and this is what happens when you don't have a core, when you don't have a philosophical upbringing, when you have nothing that pins you to a reality. Every day you get to ask yourself a whole set of questions and give yourself any circumstance you want, so you're righteous. But it doesn't mean you're right. It means you engage in a bit of self-soothing. I mean, Theo Vaughn might as well just start sucking his thumb. But he's entitled to his opinion. I'm allowed to say he's wrong, but I can back it up. As for what's next in Iran, this meeting of the UN Security Council, voting on a resolution sponsored by Bahrain to authorize the use of defensive measures to secure international navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. Defensive measures. Well, unless a defensive measure means taking out all of the missile launchers that may still be left in Iran, this is a really bad idea. According to coaches, the best defense is a good offense. I don't know. Let's ask Coach Signetti. Best defense is a good offense. But you're going to defend the Strait with defensive measures? You're going to wait to get hit? They're already threatening ships in the Strait. The threat is imminent. You're going to wait until the bomb drops? You're as ridiculous as the woke right thinking that there was no threat from Iran. They're not serious about taking the Strait. Trump is trying to push it on them and get people calm and say, hey, there's no reason for oil prices to be this high. And if they are, it's on those guys. Certainly a bold strategy. Right now, West Texas crude is higher than Brent crude. 111 for West Texas, 109 for Brent. And this stuff was under 100 just a day or so ago. Matt Bear's out today. Jeremy Scott has traffic right now on the 5s. What's up, Jeremy Scott?
Well, Tony, you're going to see some gridlock through downtown with all the closures in place for the NCAA Men's Final Four events. They include Meridian both ways from Michigan to St. Clair, and there'll be different times everything closes, so it's going to be a puzzle to say the least. If you're traveling elsewhere, everything's looking pretty good. For Friday morning, traffic is sponsored by B-Window. With 0% financing for up to 2 years, upgrading your home has never been easier. Go to bwindow.com. Trust your home to be. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
Well, you're enjoying springtime, chocolate family, and a little seasonal magic. I hope you have a weekend full of hope and joy. It's Casey wishing you happy Easter, and we'll see you back here Tuesday on 93 WIBC.
Hey, what's up? It's Hammer from Hammer and Nigel. For my friends at Rubbish Works, look, it's April. It's time to declutter. It's time for some spring cleaning. So clean out that garage, clean out the basement, clean out the office, get rid of the old appliances, the old furniture, and let Rubbish Works do all the heavy lifting. They bring the truck, they bring the dumpster, and they bring the labor. They do all the work. I know this because I've seen it firsthand. Schedule your appointment today, rubbishworks.com.
Attention taxpayers. If you have $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS weighing you down, don't lose hope. Tax Relief Advocates has the solution. Even if you haven't filed your taxes in years or are facing IRS collections, we can help. Whether it's business or personal, TRA may be able to help you reduce or even eliminate what you owe to the IRS. When dealing with the IRS, you need the best negotiators on your side that you can trust. TRA has over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. With many facing financial hardship from unprecedented economic challenges, now is the time to take advantage of current tax relief initiatives that may reduce a large portion of what you owe and give you a fresh start. To see if you can reduce or even eliminate your back taxes, visit TRA.com or call 800-511-8513. 800-511-8513. Again, that's 800-511-8513. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Over 1 million people would like to quit smoking.
That's why we're offering free nicotine replacement products to help. You can get 4 weeks of patches, gum, or lozenges, free while supplies last.
Simply call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Quit Now Indiana will help you break your tobacco addiction.
No lectures.
No pressure.
Just free help.
You can quit your way with the tools and support you need.
Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW today.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Her problem started just weeks into the job. You have a clear radar for now in downtown Indianapolis, but that'll change soon. 47 degrees on this Friday morning, warming up to 78. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30. That's what people who work for President Trump are saying about now former Attorney General Pam Bondi.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
But there was no client list to speak of. Then, of course, last July, the DOJ put out that memo announcing the Epstein case would essentially be closed, noting, quote, "This systematic review revealed no incriminating client list." Now, in addition to Blanche being a possible replacement, others being floated for the post include EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin.
That's Fox's Kevin Corke in Washington. Bondi said she'll be taking a job in the private sector and helping acting AG Todd Blanche transition into the role. The 4 astronauts on the Artemis II spacecraft are beginning their second day in space after Wednesday's launch from Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida.
This is the first time a crew has ridden this rocket before, so this is very much a test mission. So Artemis 1 flew in November of 2022. 2. It was uncrewed. It didn't even have any life support systems on it. Now we're flying Artemis 2. This crew is putting it through all the paces. They said it was a great ride uphill.
NASA Administrator Jarek Isaacman speaking with Fox News on a trip that will take about 10 days. Artemis 2 will not be landing on the surface of the moon, but rather will travel several thousand miles beyond the moon before making a U-turn and coming back to Earth. If you're heading to downtown Indianapolis for Final Four weekend,
we could see an isolated strong to severe storm with primarily some damaging winds, maybe a large hail report or two, primarily during the afternoon and evening hours when we're most unstable. And then we'll see that at least that threat kind of wind down a little bit during the overnight hours.
That's forecaster Joe Neal at the National Weather Service. He says temperatures will be pleasant but much cooler by Sunday. And United Airlines is increasing the cost of a checked bag by $10. With jet fuel prices up 80%, most people who now ride the planes will pay $45 when they prepay a checked bag. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together in 2.5 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. Oakland City University says nearly 170 employees could potentially be laid off as the school deals with, quote, ongoing financial challenges. The university filed a warn notice with the state saying it could conduct a mass layoff beginning June 1. But spokesperson Todd Mosby tells Inside Indiana Business it is a precautionary measure. Oakland City University is a private higher education institution about 40 miles from Evansville with 505 full-time students. Agronovus Indiana has released new research identifying critical challenges in the state's ag bioscience sector. The study, conducted by Washington, D.C.-based AeroPoint Labs, outlines ongoing issues, including farm data management, regulatory complexity, and the need to better connect food production with health outcomes. Victoria National, one of 7 courses in a national private golf club network, plans to begin work this fall toward a multi-million-dollar clubhouse in Newburgh. Course owner Dormy Network says the 2-level clubhouse will feature all of the amenities of an elite clubhouse. It's expected to be complete by early 2028. After more than 3 years of planning, Louisville-based Denton Floyd Real Estate Group has broken ground on a mixed-use development in Clarksville. The George will include 192 luxury apartments and more than 10,000 square feet of retail space. The development, one of 2 announced in 2023 as part of a $226 million investment. You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana University is shaping the future of healthcare with Hoosiers in mind. Advancing discoveries that become treatments for Alzheimer's, obesity, cancer, and rare diseases, and training the providers trusted to deliver them. From the lab to your local clinic, IU powers medical breakthroughs and the talent behind them. Discover how IU is solving what's next at iu.edu/impact.
The Chicago Bears hope to choose a site for an enclosed stadium in Illinois or Indiana late this spring or early summer. That, according to team president Kevin Warren. Warren told reporters at the NFL meetings in Arizona the Bears are in a, quote, excellent position as they mull building a new home on land they own in suburban Arlington Heights, Illinois, or in Hammond. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
As you're traveling northbound through downtown on 6570, you're seeing delays from the south split all the way over to Washington through that construction zone. Thankfully, 65 northbound, not bad, but we will see that delay from Raymond to the south split eventually. Rest of your roads really not looking too bad. Again, downtown, lots of roads closed with the NCAA Men's Final Four events. Georgia Street now closed. Capital Illinois for the NCAA Men's Final Four tip-off tailgate. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window with 0% financing for up to 2 years. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Go to bwindow.com. Trust your home to be. I'm Jeremy Scott with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
We have got ourselves 65 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:36. We check on sports. Ryan Hedrick, what's going on?
Tony, good morning. The Final Four is in Indianapolis this weekend, and there are a few Hoosier players you might want to watch out for. Illinois guard Jake Davis at Cathedral high school grad says Lucas Oil Stadium, where the games will be played, is bigger than he expected.
I've been to Colts games. It doesn't seem that big when you're at a football game, but when it's a basketball court, it's crazy. I played in here, state football championship my sophomore year in high school, so I'm 1-0 in the building technically. The atmosphere is unreal. It's awesome. It's massive. It's so cool to be here.
So Illinois plays UConn, and then it's Michigan and Arizona. All four of the teams will be practicing today at Lucas Oil Stadium, and practice is free and open to you. The doors open at 10. The NIT title game is set. Tulsa and Auburn, Sunday at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and the Indiana Pacers play on the road tonight against the Charlotte Hornets. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
With 0% financing for up to 2 years, upgrading your home has never been easier. Go to bwindow.com. Trust your home to be.
Trust me. The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Tony Katz to 46220 today.
At 17 we fell in love, high school sweethearts. Love was so brand new.
So here we are. Reason 4,284,000 of why people homeschool. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. This is Idaho. That's right. Idaho. We keep thinking that there are these places that are all red or all Republican or all conservative or all common sense. No. There aren't. You know, I was very intrigued by a response I made to an Indy Star piece, because I wasn't expecting the response that it received. And it was their story about how Carmel residents concerned about an ICE office moving into the city are taking action. Concerned residents rally at town hall against ICE office. Carmel's not opposed to ICE. There's no polling that shows such a thing. What happened was that a group of liberal women got together and did what liberal women do, which is whatever the Democratic Party tells them to do. And I wrote, this was a gathering of liberal women and is in no way representative of Carmel. Let's not act like it is. And that response got more likes than the initial post. Because when reality is spoken, when we see the truth of things, people respond. And what people have done in the face of a lot of progressive madness, specifically and especially about education, is that they are saying out loud, we're done here. And the people who are homeschooling absolutely have a point, absolutely are doing it right. We need to be even more supportive of it. And here's another example of how we need to break these unions and put an end to the madness. This is Idaho. Right? Remember, people think, oh, Carmel, Hamilton County, conservative stronghold. Look at what's happening. The wine moms of West Berkeley, they have an issue with ICE. No, you don't. You are told you have an issue with ICE. There's the difference. And if you think that I'm unkind to the progressive women of Carmel, you're correct. You're correct. They will allow every bad thing to happen because they won't stand up for anything. Here's an example out of Idaho. An Idaho state senator talking about kids in the classroom.
We stand instead of parents. When your children walk into our classroom, they become ours. And we listen to their fears, we dry their tears, we celebrate their successes, and yes, we find a new way when they fail. And as you know, throughout this country, teachers have stood in the line of fire to shield your children. And they would do it in a heartbeat because those kids in that classroom, they're ours.
No, they're not. And I think we should take it to the streets in order to prove how wrong you are. Now, someone might be offended by that. It is nothing compared to how offended I am, and you may be, that some lawmaker thinks that I give up the rights to my child when my child goes to school, which they have to do. These are the people who don't think you should be able to homeschool. But this is the reason to do it. This is why they do it. A good teacher must understand that the kid is never theirs, that there is a charge put to them and a respect and a faith put in them. And when they violate that, as so many, as too many have, well, then you don't get it back. And when progressives and union leaders say, all your kids belong to us, well, it's up to us to say no. And when the Biden Department of Justice says, you parents complaining about school boards, you're domestic terrorists, it's up to us to say no. To push back, however hard that needs to be, in the defense of our own kids and set things straight. Why I'm not a progressive? Well, there you go. You think because the kid goes to school, you own my kid? I don't think my kid should go to your school. I think that's the rational point of view. Break the teachers' unions. End this nonsense we do in education. Let's do it better. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. If you've experienced storm damage, make the call to Michaelis. Here's Richard Michaelis to explain why.
Thanks, Pat. Michaelis is a local, family-owned and operated company. We're your neighbors, serving central Indiana for over 40 years. We offer free home inspections and are experts in roof damage caused by rain, wind, hail, tree impacts, and significant storms. Have gutter and siding damage from a storm? We take care of that, too.
And if there's interior damage from the storm, is that something Michaelis can help with?
Yes, Michaelis repairs both interior and exterior storm damage. One of the best things we offer is helping you navigate the insurance process to make it as easy as possible.
If you've suffered storm damage, call the local company you can trust. Call or text Michaelis at 844-FIX-INDY. Water, storms, fire, or wet basements, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Make it Michaelis.
Look at you sitting there all stuck in traffic and paying more because of State Senator Greg Walker. That's because in the state Senate, Greg Walker voted to raise our gas tax. You believe that? And Greg Walker opposed President Trump's plan to remove liberal Democrats from Congress. That could mean more road funding for New York, not Indiana. So next time you're stuck in traffic, think about this. Greg Walker voted for higher gas taxes and opposed President Trump's policies. Are those the kind of conservative values we want in the state Senate? Yeah, I didn't think so. President Trump calls Greg Walker a rhino and a loser, and he's right. We don't have to be stuck with rhino Greg Walker. Call Greg Walker at 317-232-9400. Tell him to support lower gas taxes and President Trump's agenda. Paid for by Hoosier Leadership for America.
Traffic on the 5s. Jeremy Scott, he is in the WIBC Traffic Center. What's happening?
Well, Tony, like we mentioned last report, 65 northbound starts to tighten up from Raymond all the way to the south split through the construction zone. Once again, on 65 70 northbound, you're slow all the way over to Washington. Thankfully, we're not seeing any delays on our hotspots we normally see around this time of the morning on the northeast side on 465 and 69. On the south side of 465 and north side of 465, also looking pretty good. Traffic sponsored by B-Window with 0% financing for up to 2 years. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Go to bwindow.com. Trust your home to be. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 64 degrees. I think that's right. I am right. 64 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:46.
I didn't switch to Pure Talk just because I wanted to save 50% off the same 5G service I'd been paying twice as much for. I switched because I like the idea of being in business with a wireless company that supports our veterans in a meaningful way. Pure Talk also creates American jobs every day by keeping their entire operation in this country. I appreciate that. If you feel the same, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Get ready, Indy. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner team up for the Double Trouble Vision Tour live at Ruoff Music Center on Friday, August 7th with special guest Six Gun Sally. Find more details on WIBC.com.
Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it, and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it. They have no anti-aircraft equipment. Their radar is 100% annihilated. We are unstoppable as a military force. The nuclear sites that we obliterated with the B-2 bombers have been hit so hard that it would take months to get near the nuclear dust, and we have it under intense satellite surveillance and control. If we see them make a move, even a move for it, we'll hit them with missiles very hard again. We have all the cards, they have none. It's very important that we keep this conflict in perspective.
Translation, why would anybody say we aren't engaged successfully in limiting their capacity and eliminating their capacity? What a weird, odd thing to say. But you can't stop progressives from saying, going full Walter Cronkite, this war is lost, because they want that more than they want to end a terrorist regime. Like going in or not like going in, that's a debate that anybody can have. Wanting to lose, trying to convince people that we have lost, trying to demoralize troops, weird stuff. And it's based on hating Trump more than you love the country. Because hating Trump means electoral victory for them. That's their take. And they're not necessarily wrong. Tony Katz. That's me, by the way. What's going on, everybody? 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Let's move out of this for a moment and talk about Barack Obama. No, not actually him. Not actually him. This great story about the library. Now, if you don't know about the Presidential Center, they call it a Presidential Center. And I think they call it a Presidential Center because if they call it a library, then the National Archives deals with documents and artifacts. But it's a Presidential Center, so Barack Obama holds on to everything. He doesn't want anybody to have certain access to certain things. He wasn't a good president. He's not a good guy. And he has got a presidential center that the people of Chicago are not interested in that looks like an abomination. It's just this gray skin tag on the skin of a nation. It's just, is that a little descriptive? Was that a little much? Possibly, maybe a little. It really isn't attractive. Just isn't. By the way, I saw the video that Eric Trump put out there about the Trump Presidential Library. At least that first video, this AI rendering, nothing about that was too exciting either. I mean, it's a more standardized skyscraper and center, but it wasn't anything that we haven't already seen. It's classic Trump build, if you will. Architecturally, at least from that first imagery, I wasn't like, wow. But at least it would fit in a skyline. What Barack Obama has built here would fit in a dermatologist's office right before it's, scraped off. And you could earn a chance to win 2 tickets to the Obama Presidential Center grand opening on June 18th. Here's how it's done. You go and you say, hey, I want to win tickets. Now, no purchase, payment, or contribution is necessary to enter to win. Contributions will not improve the chances of winning. These are Democrats. Of course it will. Oh, the whole story about how their system acts blue, never checked to see whether or not there was foreign influence or foreign money coming in for campaigns, even though they told Congress, oh, we don't accept foreign money. And now the New York Times piece is like, well, maybe we did. No kidding. With all due respect, we were talking about this years ago, knowing a little something about the credit card processing industry as I do. They were not doing any address checks or CVV2 checks or any of those kinds of things that you would have to do to ensure that a card is owned by the card holder. They were just, here's the card number, put it in, thank you. And they're just taking the money. We knew that then. This is not a surprise. But they continue that one winner will receive 2 general admission tickets to the not even VIP, general admission tickets to the grand opening ceremony of the Obama Presidential Center, and should winner reside 100 or more miles away from the Obama Presidential Center, a $1,500 travel stipend. So you don't get that if you live too close. Fantastic. Promotion open only to U.S. citizens or lawful permanent U.S. residents who are legal residents of the 50 United States, District of Columbia, and Puerto Rico, and 18 or older. You need to prove you're a citizen to get into the Obama Presidential Center, but not to vote for president, according to the Democrats. There it is. Every argument these people make about voter ID is a lie. Every argument they make to say that voter ID is racist is a lie. Everything they've ever said to try and stop people from utilizing voter ID, it's a lie. Every last bit of it. I mean, there's this video out there. Here it is. And this video is this Democrat. He's actually in a church, but he's speaking to the crowd. And he's talking about IDs.
Regardless about how you feel about voter ID, right? It's not about that. This is about ease of registration, right? The most common form of ID that everybody has is a driver's license, right? I'm of a different era. I'm of a different generation. I probably feel a little bit differently about it. But watch this. How many people in here do not have an ID?
This guy wants to prove how people don't have IDs and how voter registration through the SAVE Act would make things more difficult. And he goes, how many people here don't have an ID, expecting everyone to raise their hand, and no one does? Because everyone has an ID. Everyone has a driver's license or some other type of identification. Everyone can do this. And every time they go out there and try and talk about this thing, they're proven wrong by their own constituents. And they, 2 IDs in order to shovel snow in New York. ID in order to get into the Obama Presidential Center, but not to vote. You get the fraud, right? You get how they're lying, right? So don't let them win elections. That's the response. Jeremy Scott is in for Matt Bear with traffic.
Well, Tony would not be surprised to see lighter than normal volumes out there today, but we're not seeing it on 65 northbound Raymond of the South Splits. Your first delay that continues on the 6570 northbound all the way to Washington. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window with 0% financing for up to 2 years. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Go to bwindow.com. Trust your home to be. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel.
Code Red. The left, the right, China, and the race to control AI.
What needs to be controlled? Most people, maybe they've downloaded ChatGPT, because I make AI videos of like Nigel making out with Whoopi Goldberg, and we put that on our social media. I don't think there's a race for China to try to outdo us in that category.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
It's JMV, and the team at Miss M's and Sundown Gardens is ready for spring with spring
spring annuals, lush tropicals, and flowering trees arriving daily. You'll find exactly what you need. Visit with ideas and questions and leave with the plan and the plants to turn your porch, patio, and yard into your dream outdoor living space. Miss M's and Sundown Gardens has everything to make your yard into a place you love. Miss M's in Bargersville on State Road 135 just south of Whiteland Road, and Sundown Gardens in Westfield at 186 and Spring Mill Road.
Roll the windows down, turn the music up, and cruise into spring with auto loan rates as low as 3.99% APR for 48 months at Financial Center. Whether you're buying or refinancing, you'll save every month. Plus, you'll enjoy no payments for your first 90 days. Start now at fcfcu.com/auto. That's fcfcu.com/auto. Financial Center, your credit union for what's next. Subject to underwriting guidelines. See website for terms and conditions.
The April 15th deadline to file the FAFSA is fast approaching. When you complete the free application for federal student aid, you help your child access Indiana's nearly $400 million in financial aid, including programs like the 21st Century Scholarship. It also determines your student's eligibility for federal grants and scholarships for college or certificate programs. Visit studentaid.gov to get started. For complete information, go to learnmoreindiana.org/FAFSA. Paid for by the Indiana Commission for Higher Education.
Attention taxpayers. If you have $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS weighing you down, don't lose hope. Tax Relief Advocates has the solution. Even if you haven't filed your taxes in years or are facing IRS collections, we can help. Whether it's business or personal, TRA may be able to help you reduce or even eliminate what you owe to the IRS. When dealing with the IRS, you need the best negotiators on your side that you can trust. TRA has over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. With many facing financial hardship from unprecedented economic challenges, now is the time to take advantage of current tax relief initiatives that may reduce a large portion of what you owe and give you a fresh start. To see if you can reduce or even eliminate your back taxes, visit TRA.com or call 800-511-8513. 800-511-8513. Again, that's 800-511-8513. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Iran no longer a threat.
93 WIBC.
We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks.
What happens next?
Iran saying we will not tolerate this vicious cycle of war, negotiation, ceasefire, and then repeating the same pattern.
Happens here.
Oil prices are up more than 7% today.
Rescue crews in Columbus are using drones, boats, and divers.
Hear the news.
The Artemis II launched yesterday from the Kennedy Space Station.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Good Friday morning coming up in a couple of minutes. Severe weather headed your way. I'll give you a timeline, what rescue workers discovered in Columbus. And if you're going downtown Indianapolis, you'll probably want to know what the traffic pattern looks like with the Final Four in town. Those stories after Fox News. From the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis. It's 7 o'clock.
Bridges next, then power plants. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Trump says we haven't even started destroying what's left in Iran after strikes on a major highway bridge.
That obviously the U.S. says could be used for military supply routes, but it is a civilian infrastructure target, and that marks a significant step up in this war. President Trump warning more is to come, saying on Truth Social, quote, "The biggest bridge in Iran comes tumbling down, never to be used again, much more to follow. It is time for Iran to make a deal before it is too late, and there is nothing left of what still could become a great country."
Fox's Jonathan Hunt. Iran state media reports at least 8 civilians were killed in the bridge strike. Iran's military today targeted a desalination plant and oil refinery in Kuwait. Army Chief of Staff Randy George and 2 other generals are removed from their positions by War Secretary Pete Hegseth, continuing a purge of military leadership since President Trump's return to office last year. Pam Bondi, fired as Attorney General by President Trump, is still under congressional subpoena to testify about the Justice Department's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. The president has not said why it was time for Bondi to go, but new acting Attorney General Todd Blanche tells Fox it's not about that.
Never heard President Trump say that the Attorney General that anything that happened to her had anything to do with the Epstein files.
And he says the issue shouldn't be part of anything moving forward.
The Epstein files has been a saga that's lasted for the past year. And what happened when the president signed the Transparency Act is the Department of Justice has now released all the files with respect to the Epstein saga.
And some members of Congress dispute that. President Trump has signed an executive order that could slap pharmaceutical tariffs up to 100%, which he's long threatened, on some patented drugs from companies that do not reach deals with the administration on pricing and more production in the U.S. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What severe weather threats could be headed your way? Your radar is clear right now in downtown Indianapolis. It's 63 degrees. We're warming up to 77. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02. Forecasters are talking about severe weather chances that could hit on Saturday.
We're in a marginal risk basically for the southeastern half of the state on Saturday, and that would be mainly late morning, at least here for the metro, would be late morning into the mid-afternoon hours.
Joe Neal at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis, says we're not out of the woods yet when it comes to severe weather today, but that's also a small chance. All the rain will move out Saturday night, and then temperatures will drop into the 50s and the 40s come Sunday and on. If you're planning to drive downtown this weekend as the Final Four events continue, expect heavy delays.
Major corridors like Meridian Street are closed around the American Legion Mall just north of Monument Circle. Capitol Avenue, which runs directly to Lucas Oil Stadium, is a bottleneck at 16th Street because of hospital construction. And please look out for the thousands of people walking around downtown. They make their own crosswalks sometimes.
That's WIBC's Matt Baer. Conservation officers recovered the body of an 11-year-old girl from the East Fork White River in Columbus Thursday. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources said that she had been standing on a sandbar with friends on Tuesday evening when she waded out too far and the current pulled her away. A man was killed in Indianapolis on the west side of the city last night after some type of argument in a home. The cops were called to an area around West Troy and South Lyndhurst, and when they got to the home, the man was dead inside. There was a drug bust in Indianapolis on the north side. Here's John Herrick.
IMPD says they kept getting multiple tips from people about drug-related activity going on at a home on Capitol Avenue. They said they found all sorts of drugs and drug-related paraphernalia. They arrested 18 people on Wednesday and found at least 2 guns. IMPD says this is another example about how tips from the community can go a long way to keeping the community safe. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
There are nearly 2,000 people this morning that are locked out of NIPSCO because the company said that their contract expired and the talks broke down between the utility and the union. The shutdown started last night, 2 days after the contract ended, leaving United Steelworkers out of a job. The company says workers will not return until the union accepts its final offer and a new deal is in place. Union leaders say the move blocks people from working and comes after ongoing fights over outside contractors, forced overtime, and safety during outages. About 300 people helping to set up the men's Final Four Fan Fest, which kicks off today at the Indiana Convention Center. 300,000 square feet of space, all this space taken up by what they call promotional activations. And then this court right here, they're apparently going to hold some type of speaker panel. An Indiana Fever player will be in attendance, and there in the distance, other things, Shaq's Yard, all this stuff culminates with the NCAA championship game played at Lucas Oil Stadium on Monday. And it's $15 to get in. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com at 7:05, traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Jeremy Scott.
Obviously nobody wants a nickel. I was going to offer a nickel for Jeremy Scott, and people are like, ha, we don't need your nickels. Drew Narsutis, Wish TV meteorologist, what's going on?
Hey, yeah, we are preparing for an interesting next 48 hours or so. We have plenty of chances for some storms on Saturday, but today, although there are chances for rain, I think it'll be much more dry than wet, unlike tomorrow, which will be much more wet than dry. Regardless, we still do have enough heat in the afternoon hours to potentially bring a few scattered storms into the mix and maybe even a severe storm or two. For this morning, just a few isolated rain spots. So other than a wet roadway or two, we should be doing pretty good for the beginning of this Friday.
That is Drew Narsutis right there from Wish TV. Drew, thank you. We've got 65 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:07. And a big welcome to everyone who is in Indianapolis for the Final Four. Glad you're here. Please enjoy our city. Spend your money. And then go home. No, wait, that's not how I meant it. I didn't mean it like they should leave. I just want them to spend all of their money. No, seriously. Seriously, spend in our fine restaurants and our bars. And of course, if you need any recommendations for a cigar lounge or any place else, I've got you covered. My name is Tony Katz. This is Tony Katz in the Morning News on 93.1 FM WIBC. Producer Carl is behind the board. Ryan Hedrick is in the newsroom. Matt Baer usually sits in the traffic center, but he has taken this Final Four weekend off, as he does every year, because he considers it a national holiday. Actually, I don't know why he's off, but that's quite all right. So there are a lot of plans, a lot of things happening. First, you got Fan Fest, which starts today. It's happening right now. That's at the Indiana Convention Center. And according to a press release, there are interactive games, celebrity appearances, autograph opportunities with the championship trophy. Although I don't know how you get the trophy to sign your autograph. I don't know how that works. This is a free event if you have a Capital One card. Really? If you're a ticket holder, if you're 12 and under, if you're military or a college student. Everybody else, you're going to write a big fat check. Now, the first 2,000 people to visit the Men's Final Four Fan Fest page and use the code TIPOFF26 will get free tickets. This, according to WRTV, which is now owned by Wish TV, and that's been a whole saga. Then you got a music festival. This is at American Legion Mall. Free concerts. No tickets required for that. Then you've got open practices happening at Lucas Oil Stadium with all the Final Four teams, and that is free with parking. Then you have a dribble event, which is what happens after Nigel has his third beer. Is that not it? Carl, I thought that was it. Did I get the wrong? Finally, one sound effect comes to fruition. Well done, producer Carl. This is on the 5th, and that is at Carroll Stadium for ages 18 and under. The first 3,000 participants dribble 1 mile through downtown to Victory Field. They get a basketball, a T-shirt, and Fan Fest entry, and also bragging rights. Then you have the tip-off tailgate on Georgia Street with watch parties, pep rallies, music, and food. This is the 9th time Indy has hosted the Final Four, second most frequent host city behind Kansas City. Oh, we're better than Kansas City. Also, if you need some barbecue recommendations, I got you covered. Now, you may have to leave downtown for some of it, but I'm telling you, don't let anybody tell you different. We do meat in Indy pretty dang well, smoked and otherwise. You might have to drive just a little. It's worth it. It's worth it. You hop in the Uber, you go, you get yourself some brisket, boom, you're right back. Nobody even knows you were gone. So if you need recommendations, where to go for food, I saw that some people had asked me, hey, Dave Portnoy at Barstool is going to be in town for the Final Four, and he's looking for pizza recommendations. Dave, you know where to go. You've done this. You've been here for the Indy 500. You know what to do, man. There's no. It was an engagement farming question, and we all saw it. If you really want some places, call in. We'll tell you where to go and what to do. Do we do pizza like Connecticut does pizza? No, it's different. We have good pizza. We might not have that pizza. It's okay. But you want to do some other things? Yeah, we got you covered. Because we do these other things also outrageously well. Outrageously well. So, happy to help. But happy to help anybody. You need to know where to go, what to eat, what to do. We've got you. The nook and cranny places, the weird spots. Have you been to Working Man's Friend yet? You going to go up to Zionsville and go to the Friendly? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? We got you. We're here to help. 317-239-9393. Happy to help. Let us. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I didn't switch to Pure Talk just because I wanted to save 50% off the same 5G service I'd been paying twice as much for. I switched because I like the idea of being in business with a wireless company that supports our veterans in a meaningful way. Pure Talk also creates American jobs every day by keeping their entire operation in this country. I appreciate that. If you feel the same, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, it's T. Brian Hayes here from the Retirement Money Matters Show. Many companies across America are reducing their workforce to save money. One of the ways they do this is by offering early buyout opportunities or voluntary retirement to select employees. If you are offered one of these packages, how do you determine whether you should take it? Join me this weekend as we educate you about all the different factors you must consider when evaluating an early retirement offer. The Retirement Money Matters Show airs this Saturday morning at 6 a.m. right here on WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel Show, back at it this afternoon. It's our favorite words, beer, sample, Friday. We got the biggest stories of the day and beer, sample, Friday.
Yes, chat room, I have been to John's Famous. Talking about John's Famous stew? Yes. Thank you. Happy to answer that one for you. Jeremy Scott, he's in the WIBC Traffic Center in for Matt Baer today. What's going on?
Well, finally got all the cables working and everything, but 70 westbound just after Mount Comfort Road. Got a stall in the right lane. The 6570 northbound heavy coming off the south split, and 465 eastbound tight as you're approaching Meridian. Pretty light volume out there with being Good Friday. Traffic sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Every now and then you find a deal where you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. That's Straight Talk Wireless on Verizon's 5G.
We're gonna need some of that 5G right away, I think. Yeah, let's not, Carl. Let's not. I'll take it from here. It's quite all right. 64 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:15. Gearing up for the popcorn moment, brought to you by Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. If it's in your four walls, you call Booher. Your kitchen, your bathroom, your basement. What are you trying to get done? What are you trying to do for your family? What are you trying to do for your life? You don't want to move. You just want your house to be a better representation of where you are in your life right now and where your life is going. Booher understands. They've been doing this for over 2 decades, and they can help. They serve Central Indiana. They've got the best materials, the most skilled craftsmen, the quality brand names you know and trust. Most importantly, not only are they listening to you, they're doing what they say they're going to do. Every day you know exactly what's going to happen in a renovation, because a renovation is stressful, right? There's disruption, the whole thing. We're not going to lie to each other. We know that that's the case. With Booher, you know what's going on every step of the way. Everything is happening exactly as it's planned out. And what happens? The stress just disappears. And what you have is an amazing kitchen that works for your family. With the countertops and the cabinet space and everything else, you've got a bathroom that's actually part of this century. You have a basement that's a part of the home that's being utilized by every member in that home. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. Booher Remodeling, 852-5546, or online at Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. The popcorn moment. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's a story you need to hear to believe. Then grab your popcorn, because there is more. We were discussing the fact that Pam Bondi is out. Pam Bondi is no longer the Attorney General. I am more than okay with this, because it is Pam Bondi who, I would argue, did this to herself. Pam Bondi's the one who did not act in a way and perform in a way that I thought meant she should stay on. And it's a shame. I had very high hopes for her. You will have Todd Blanche acting as the interim attorney general. Who will be the nominee? The first thought, and the rumor was that it'll be Lee Zeldin, the EPA administrator, the former congressman from New York who ran for governor in New York. Lee Zeldin, a good cat. I wouldn't see any issue with him being AG. I think he could be much more forceful. I'm not sure how it's going to play out. I don't know if this is going to be something where they take this opportunity to do some of the things they didn't do before. I thought this was an opportunity to finish up the nonsense of the Epstein files and take an entire talking point away from the political left. Now, some of you are going to say, Tony, we've already released the Epstein files. This is done. When the administration says we don't have a single piece of paper left, there it is, then it's done. Then you can hammer them over the head with it. And Pam Bondi didn't do this. Now, was she ordered not to do this? Did she think this was the right thing to do? You can argue or talk about the fact that this doesn't matter, but that has fallen on deaf ears. Of course it mattered. Everything is out there. Everything. Go on, let's get some prosecutions going. By the way, when will people be prosecuted for engaging in crimes against children? Now, if the left still wants to talk about it, there the right has to be to go at them. There's nothing left. Everything's out. Everything's out. Trump never did anything wrong. You all lied. And now you got to go at them that way. You got to have a concentrated effort to go at the left that's been screaming pedophile. There is not a single data point as of today that proves such a thing. Oh, there are allegations. The allegations are from sources that are discredited. That doesn't stop the left from being the most despicable and disgusting and heartless group of people. Because they want the power more than anything. Power over people, control over a country. That's the desire. They'll lie about everything. So you release everything. They're still going to lie, but now you've got the argument and the ground to stand on to go at them for their lies. You have a better foundation from which to work. But maybe it's not about Epstein. Maybe it's about a whole host of things that got her out of the job. But what I say about the left, power over people, and control over country is absolutely true. Here is Representative Mike Quigley. Quigley's from Illinois, I believe. And he is on MS Now because where else is he going to go? And they are very clear. There's no funding for ICE and no funding for Border Patrol or any more funding and no funding for DHS.
Will you vote for this package if it is in fact what the Senate pushed over, which is funding for DHS minus ICE and border protections?
It's going to be two tracks. So that I would vote for.
But the
second track that funds ICE and border for 3 years, of course I'm going to vote against that.
Why? Well, they're not interested in the safety of the nation because what they want are the people here illegally in the nation to be able to vote. And the first step is making sure they get to stay in the nation so you don't fund ICE. Well, we just don't like their tactics. That's not it. You don't like Trump's tactic of actually doing what he said he was going to do and removing illegal immigrants. You could discuss Renee Good and Alex Perry all you wish. It doesn't change what's happening in the rest of the country. You're seeing these moves happen without the hysteria. And what you want is to stop it from happening. You want to stem the bleeding of an opportunity for your power, for control. We see you. It's a rather obvious thing to see. I didn't make up a thing. I don't have to. I never do, by the way. Oh, sure. You'll see people squawking, but where's their proof? Where's their data point? Nowhere. Nowhere to be found. They have nothing on us, guys. They can't come get us. They've got nothing. Of course you're not going to vote for ICE. Of course you're not going to vote for Border Patrol. The fact that they already have money, I mean, we made this argument from the very beginning. What's the point of all this? They're not funding DHS, so they're not funding DHS. They'll fund this, but not that. The other areas already have the majority of their money. Now you have President Trump going out there and saying that he is going to fund directly. I do not know how he does this. I have no idea how President Trump thinks he's going to fund Homeland Security directly. Not sure how that process could begin to work. He was going to sign an order to have everyone paid immediately. Not sure how he's going to make that happen. What I do know is that every single time the American left tries to reset this argument, it hasn't worked. And that has given me pause. Because we talked about this the other day. The Republicans should have moved much faster on Democrats aren't funding DHS. They want children to die. Right? It should have been that. It's like pushing grandma off the cliff. That should have been the way the conversation happened. But they didn't because they're Republicans and they're not capable. And then Democrats said, well, we'll just fund TSA. We'll fund TSA because that, of course, was providing actual pressure. And that's that. Why won't you fund TSA? What's the matter, Republicans? How come you won't fund TSA? And I thought that was going to be victorious for the left, and the right lost a moment. And then it wasn't. And I said, that's odd. I mean, admittedly, it's you and me with a bourbon on a bar stool. That's weird, right? Here is this argument. It's going to solve people's issues who are traveling for spring break. And it's going to put Democrats on the higher ground. And it's going to force Republicans to cave. And it didn't. Because it didn't resonate. Which meant, to me, that America already understood that it's the left that's being intransigent here. And now the left keeps trying this in different ways and pushing in different directions, and they're still losing the argument. The political right, specifically Speaker Johnson, for a while there, pushed back, and the left couldn't comprehend what was happening. I really do think that America sees this as the left failing them. And I think the left hasn't figured that out, but they are dug in, man. They are dug in on this. And yet Republicans, with this new chance to really engage a further painting of where the left is, power over people, control over country, they still aren't doing it right. I have no idea why. Oh, that's right. They really are incapable. and I have to vote for these people because they're still better than what the left is bringing? That is frustrating. I agree. Still true. Still frustrating. Matt Bear is out today. Jeremy Scott has traffic.
Altoona traffic again, just one delay. It's 465 north eastbound ditch to Meridian. Traffic is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Every now and then you find a deal where you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. That's Straight Talk Wireless on Verizon's 5G network. Find it exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. Of course, you have all those closures in place for the NCAA men's Final Four events, including Georgia closed from Capital to Illinois. And traffic is also sponsored by B-Window. With 0% financing for up to 2 years, upgrading your home has never been easier. Go to bwindow.com. Trust your home to be. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. It's our favorite words: beer sample Friday. We got the biggest stories of the day and Beer Sample Friday.
State Senator Jim Buck is 80 years old, and decades in politics and government have changed him. Maybe once he voted like a conservative, but he's changed. How else can you explain why Senator Buck voted with liberal Democrats in Indianapolis to oppose President Trump's agenda on congressional redistricting? Or why Jim Buck voted to let China own Hoosier farmland, putting Hoosier families at risk? Or why Jim Buck voted to raise our gas tax, increasing your pain at the pump, against Trump, letting China own our land, increasing the gas tax. It's a pathetic and sad pattern, a sign of a politician who's been in office too long. Call State Senator Jim Buck at 317-232-9400. Tell him 32 years in politics and government is enough. Support Trump's policies or retire already. Paid for by Hoosier Leadership for America.
Spring is fast approaching and a great time for a new Lincoln at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. 0% financing is back. That's right, 0% for 48 months on new Corsair, Nautilus, and Aviator. Plus 0% for 36 months on new Navigator. With these rates, it's absolutely the best time to buy. Be sure to check them all out at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Our family serving yours since 1972.
0% APR for 48 months on 2026 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, and Aviator. 0% APR for 36 months on 2025 Lincoln Navigator. Subject to credit approval. Offers end soon. See dealer for complete offer details.
Attention taxpayers. If you have $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS weighing you down, don't lose hope. Tax Relief Advocates has the solution. Even if you haven't filed your taxes in years or are facing IRS collections, we can help. Whether it's business or personal, TRA may be able to help you reduce or even eliminate what you owe to the IRS. When dealing with the IRS, you need the best negotiators on your side that you can trust. TRA has over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. With many facing financial hardship from unprecedented economic challenges, now is the time to take advantage of current tax relief initiatives that may reduce a large portion of what you owe and give you a fresh start. To see if you can reduce or even eliminate your back taxes, visit TRA.com or call 800-511-8513. 800-511-8513. Again, that's 800-511-8513. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I think about quitting every day. And every day, I buy more cigarettes. I want to quit, but I feel like I have to have them. I know that sounds bad. But I will quit. Someday.
Quit Now Indiana offers free help with no judgment. Why wait? Get the help you need. No lectures, no pressure, just free help. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW today.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
With 0% financing for up to 2 years, upgrading your home has never been easier. Go to bwindow.com. Trust your home to be.
Trust me. The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
While you're enjoying springtime, chocolate family, and a little seasonal magic, I hope you have a weekend full of hope and joy. It's Casey wishing you happy Easter, and we'll see you back here Tuesday on 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A shakeup at the Department of Justice. You have a clear radar in downtown Indianapolis, 64 degrees. We're warming up to near 80 today. Good Friday morning. I'm Ryan Hedrick, and here's what's trending at 7:31. President Trump has fired Pam Bondi as the Attorney General on Thursday. He said on True Social that she'll move to a private sector job. Her deputy, Todd Blanche, who also served as Trump's personal attorney, will take over as acting AG.
Acting AG Blanche is dismissing the notion that the Justice Department is in turmoil as he fills Bondi's shoes. The president calling Bondi a great American patriot and a loyal friend who did a tremendous job overseeing a massive crackdown in crime across the country, with murders plummeting to their lowest level since 1900. Bondi, for her part, saying she'll continue fighting for the president and his administration in her private sector role. But there are reports the president had a slew of frustrations with Bondi, including that she did not move quickly enough to prosecute the president's perceived political foes.
Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting. Army Chief of Staff Randy George stepping down and retiring immediately. He became the chief in September of 23 after serving as the Army's Vice Chief of Staff. The position is usually a 4-year term, but Secretary of War Pete Hegseth has asked him to retire right away. Speaking of Hegseth, he is lifting a ban on service members carrying personal firearms on military bases.
Hegseth releasing a video Thursday explaining the reason for the change, saying U.S. military installations have been turned into gun-free zones, leaving service members vulnerable and exposed. Hegseth signing a memo saying the U.S. Constitution's Second Amendment applies to all Americans, including those in uniform. The War Secretary citing the December 2019 terrorist attack at Naval Air Station, Pensacola, Florida, that left 3 men dead and 8 others injured, and shootings at Fort Stewart, Georgia, and Holloman Air Force Base, New Mexico. Hegseth saying the recent events made it clear to him that some threats are closer to home than we would like.
Fox's Sue Guzman reporting. The Artemis II crew is talking about their first full day in space during a video call with reporters. The commander said the view of the Earth has been stunning and left all 4 astronauts in awe. A crew member on their first space trip said they wish they had gone sooner. It made them feel like a little kid. Sony Pictures is making a movie about Walter Cronkite. As you may remember or may know, Cronkite was best known for anchoring the CBS Evening News for 19 years and was called the most trusted man in America. Sports on WIBC at 7:34. The NCAA men's tournament returns with Final Four matchups, and it's really all about Michigan and Illinois, UConn, and we have action as we continue to look at the Final Four. The second game pits number 1 Arizona against number 1 Michigan. Now we have the soundbite. Michigan head coach Dusty May, a Terre Haute native who once worked as a student manager for Bobby Knight, says the matchup feels like a full circle moment for him.
I still remember as a junior, senior manager when the Final Four was here in Indianapolis. All of us managers that wanted to find a way in coaching in any capacity would pile in a car and just get out and hopefully bump into any coach and find a way to make an impression.
Odds makers give May's team a slight edge on Saturday night. All 4 final teams practice today at Lucas Oil Stadium. Session is free and open to you. The doors open at 10 a.m. Last night at Hinkle Fieldhouse.
And Tulsa will advance to the NIT Championship on Sunday.
The call on ESPN. Tulsa will face Auburn Sunday at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and the Indiana Pacers winding it down a tough season. They're playing Charlotte tonight against the tough Charlotte Hornets team. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:35. Traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Jeremy Scott.
Well, good morning, Ryan. Traffic sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Every now and then you find a deal where you get more and pay less. Now, that's a good deal. That's Straight Talk Wireless on Verizon's 5G network. Find it exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. 65 northbound, the south side, heavy rain into the south split. Then over to Washington on 6570 northbound and 465 eastbound. A little tight from Ditch to Meridian, lower than normal volume. So we've got that going for us, which is nice. Traffic is also sponsored by B-Window with 0% financing for up to 2 years. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Go to bwindow.com. Trust your home to be. I'm Jeremy Scott with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
64 degrees in the American Standard American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:36.
While Congress debated independence, a future First Lady picked up her pen.
WIBC celebrates the spirit of 76. Brought to you by the WIBC Daily Newsletter.
April 3rd, 1776. Abigail Adams wrote to her husband John in Philadelphia, urging him to remember the ladies as new laws were formed. She warned that unchecked power could breed tyranny and suggested women would not quietly accept laws made without their voice. John replied with humor and dismissal. Her words would echo long after the war. As independence was considered, Abigail was already asking who that liberty would truly include.
The spirit of 76. History remembered. Freedom celebrated. Have the latest headlines and show content delivered to your inbox daily. Sign up at WIBC.com.
Whenever I'm out wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think about a place I've never seen.
Today on the marketplace, the 90s are alive and they are golden. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be here, guys. Good to be with you during downtime. I'm clearing my head, getting ready for what's next on the show. I find myself on Facebook Marketplace. There's actually a 1996 Mazda Miata in front of me. I'm not buying another one. I'm not, maybe. All right. The marketplace has all sorts of stuff. Cool stuff, odd stuff, weird stuff, strange stuff. All sorts of stuff is there on the marketplace. I bought, I've sold, I have done it all. And sometimes I find things worthy of bringing to you. And today, I am reminded that the 90s, at least as I remember it, brought us two horrifying yet sensational drinks. It brought us Jägermeister, and it brought us Goldschlager. So Jägermeister is, I don't know, cough syrup with more herbs. And we were told that this was the pinnacle of fine shot taking. But the secret was that you had to have it very cold. You had to keep the Jaeger had to be in the freezer, and then the bartender would pull it out from the freezer and pour the shots, or you had the dispenser. You had the chiller and had the 2 or 3 bottles of Jägermeister upside down. It went into the chiller, and then you kind of used the tap to pour. You all remember, and you all said to yourselves, if I could ever find one of those machines, I would get one of those machines. Well, they also did this for Goldschlager. They did this for Goldschlager, and you could take 2 bottles, you turn them upside down, you put it in there, and the secret to Goldschlager, which was a cinnamon schnapps, if you will, is that it had flakes of real gold in it. And that way, you felt like you were a somebody. Because after 2 shots, you weren't going to feel anything at all. So they did the same thing. They had the chiller. And this is the Goldschlager chiller. It holds 2 bottles. It is the dual bottle chiller model. And it looks very, very clean. I don't know if it was even ever used. And it's got the Goldschlager logo on the side. It's got the tap and an extra tap, and it's got some extra parts to it. And for $125, it's brand new. You can have in your man cave, your she shed, your bathroom. I don't know. Chilled Goldschlager at any moment. Producer Carl, were you ever a chilled Goldschlager guy?
No, just. I don't.
Were you a room temperature Goldschlager guy?
I like drinking, but I don't like hangovers, and that's definitely hangover medicine right there.
Yeah, it's special stuff. It is special and direct stuff. I will tell you that for the shtick of it, I get this, and I even get it at $125. This makes perfect sense. The idea of actually drinking Goldschlager didn't make sense then. And I can't imagine it would make sense now.
Did you drink like Meister Chow?
What is Meister Chow?
Meister Brow, like when you were in college.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, I didn't. I was always a sipper. I was never much of a drinker, so I never did those kinds of things. But what I'm thinking with this is, you settle down. You buy this, and I just start bringing it to the events that I put on. Next one's in June. I'll have information coming shortly. And just like if people want to do free Goldschlager shots.
That would be fun.
Right? It's like a Goldschlager fountain. Just there. So maybe. I'm a maybe on this, but not for myself, for others.
Yeah, if you have that, you should have like a dance floor at your next event.
I just want women in their late 40s going, woo, I'm so wasted, just to see. Right? That's how you know you have a party. That's how you know you have some hold on. My wife just texted no. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see. It's there on the marketplace. Check it out for yourself. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Hammer and Nigel.
Code Red. The left, the right, China, and the race to control AI.
What needs to be controlled? Most people, maybe they've downloaded ChatGPT, because I make AI videos of like Nigel making out with Whoopi Goldberg, and we put that on our social media. I don't think there's a race for China to try to outdo us in that category.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
You've probably heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's not houses, cars, or anything like that. It's actually your money being held by the Indiana Attorney General's Office Unclaimed Property Division. We're talking forgotten wages, old bank accounts, refunds, insurance payouts, stock dividends, and more. Right now, nearly $1 billion is waiting to be claimed by Hoosiers just like you. Find out if some of it is yours. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov today. It's fast, free, and easy.
Express Pro Tire and Auto is the best in brakes. Brake packages starting at $119.99 per axle. We beat any competitor's pricing. Valid with a written estimate. Go to xpressspro.com to schedule an appointment.
Express Pro Tire and Auto.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Sundown Gardens has the premium plants, trees, and shrubs to make your outdoors feel like home. Turn your yard into a place you love. Sundown Gardens, 186th Street in Spring Mill in Westfield.
Every now and then you find a deal where you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. That's Straight Talk Wireless on Verizon's 5G network. Find it exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
Got friends or family who are hearing impaired? We've got you covered. Watch our shows aired live with closed captioning provided by Relay Indiana, making every moment accessible for all. Go to youtube.com/@WIBC to watch live and don't miss a moment.
Hammer and Nigel Show, back at it this afternoon. It's our favorite words, beer, sample, Friday. We got the biggest stories of the day and beer, sample, Friday.
Traffic on the 5s. Jeremy Scott, who is in for Matt Baer. What's going on?
Well, Tony, we still have just some slight delays. Nothing too major. 465 eastbound, tight approaching Meridian. 65 northbound slows down starting at Raymond with 65. That lake goes to 6570 northbound to Washington Street. Lots of roads closed for NCAA men's Final Four events, and that includes the big one, Meridian, Michigan to St. Clair. That's going to last until next Friday. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window with 0% financing for up to 2 years. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Go to bwindow.com. Trust your home to be. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 65 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:45.
Gonna
King Charles has now proven the point. And if you say to me, Tony, I don't care about the royals, that's fine. This isn't a story about the royals. This is a story about submission. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. I have stated on this show, you've heard me say it, and we were discussing this before anybody on planet Earth was discussing it. I'll take full credit on this one. The way the UK is going, King William, right now Prince William, the son of King Charles, Prince William will be King William, and he will be the last king of England. There is a full-on, unquestionable Islamist takeover taking place in the UK. This is not a debatable subject. These are the facts. A full-on Islamist takeover. And if nothing is done about it, Prince William will be King William, and he will be the last king of England. It was announced yesterday that Buckingham Palace, I should say King Charles announced by Buckingham Palace, there will be no Easter message issued this year. Why not? Why would you not issue a message for Easter? Something so fundamental to Christianity, the basis for the very concept of belief in itself. He is risen is a concept of just pure belief that is fundamental to the existence of Christianity. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure what you would possibly have without it. Easter matters to Christians. Dying for their sins, this matters. And you won't deliver the Easter message. You delivered a message to Muslims for Ramadan. But you're not going to deliver an Easter message. And that is what we mean by submitting. You have this massive issue in the UK. You have this Islamist issue in the UK. And you don't want to offend? You don't want to upset? Is that why Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, has not been more proactive in support for what's going on in Iran? Because the people there in the UK, they support the Ayatollah and the terrorism and the killing of Jews and really the destruction of Western civilization, including the United Kingdom? You're going to be afraid right until they slaughter you? And if you say to me, how dare you, Tony? What do you mean, how dare I? All I have to do is quote the Islamist. By the way, Homeland Security announcing that a Jordanian national with prior convictions for throwing Molotov cocktails has been arrested because he lied on his immigration application, became a green card holder under President Clinton. As Bill Malugin from Fox explains more, ICE arrested Salah Sarsauer, the president of the Islamic Society in Milwaukee. Homeland Security saying he's a terrorist, a Jordanian national who was convicted of throwing Molotov cocktails at the homes of Israeli soldiers, then lied on his U.S. immigration application and got a green card under President Clinton. This is who we're letting into the country? Could be plenty of Muslims you let into the country. This is who we're letting into the country? I don't allow terrorists into the country. I don't allow gang members from Venezuela into the country. Scream racist and scream Islamophobe all you want, lefties. All you want, you hating freaks who refuse to listen to this show but only have these visceral reactions because you have no control of your emotions at all. There are some people unworthy of America, and we should tell them they're unworthy. We should say no. But this was a story about the UK. This is what submitting looks like. This is what it looks like. And King William will be the last king. There will be no King Louis. Right? Louis is the oldest, and then there's Charlotte, and then there's George. Ah, George, he's a pistol. There will be no King Louis. Maybe he goes by Louis. I don't want to give him a complex on that. It's not going to happen. No one is willing to stand up. There are people willing to stand up. There are people willing to notice what's going on. People willing to say we have to stop it. And then there's the king, a coward. Now, we have to go a step further. There was and should be a respect that is had for the late Queen Elizabeth and how she managed the nation. However, it should be known as part of her legacy that there was not enough speaking out about whether or not the Church of England would prevail, whether or not England would prevail. And how could it when you had leaders engaged in mass migration? And you see this in other European countries. Same issues apply. And those nations like Hungary and Poland, you can talk about their politics all you want. They said of this no. They were William F. Buckley standing athwart history yelling, stop. What I said is not hateful, although people on social media will scream it. What I said is not bigoted, although people on social media will scream it. Those who don't want this conversation to take place will scream it. Let them. How many more ways do you need to see the issues until you say we simply can't have the issue? Not everybody is meant for Western civilization. And there are those people who want it destroyed for their own views. There's the communists, there's the caliphate. Both need to be stopped. How in the world do you stop it? Well, let's start with what is within your realm, within your grasp, within your reach, within your capability. You don't send your kids to universities or to schools where they get taught that somehow the communism or the Islamist, the Islamism has a value. You don't send your kids to schools where they get indoctrinated and taught to hate you while you pay for it. You say no. Love your kids more. Don't worry that they won't be able to go to the same school as their friends. Don't. Change education right from the very beginning. Get involved in every school board there is and force them to do better. When they won't, pull your kids. Pull them. Break the system. Take their money. And never stop fighting these people, because when they get power, they will create all sorts of laws that tell you you have no say. You are the say. You simply cannot allow these people to win. You simply must show up to vote. You simply must tell other people to show up to vote. And when they try and shout you down and say that you're fear-mongering because Tony Katz said that King William will be the last king of England because his father has submitted to the Islamists, Tony's right. Reality is correct, and all Tony is doing is noticing. And if people want to deny reality or not pay attention to reality, those are the people not to be trusted. Those are the people living in a gross fantasy. Those are the people who will hurt you and harm you, and they've proven it. And we can't let them win in November or any other time of year. Matt Bear is out today. Jeremy Scott has traffic.
Well, Tony's still tight on 465 eastbound on the north side, approaching Meridian. And then once you go on the south side, 65 northbound slow from Raymond. That delay takes you all the way over to 6570 northbound to Washington. A lot of roads closed for the NCAA Men's Final Four event, so you're going to want to give yourself a little extra time, especially when more and more fans come for festivities. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window with 0% financing for up to 2 years. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Go to bwindow.com. Trust your home to be. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel here for Window Nation. Spring has arrived, and it'll be a great time to open your windows and, Wait, your windows won't open easily? Is that what you're telling me? They leak when it rains? They have cracked glass, or they need repainting again? Getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation is easy and affordable. Right now, during the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off all your windows. Plus, you could get them with 0 interest for 5 years.
With Window Nation, you'll get windows that easily slide open and close. They're made with top quality seals, so they won't leak when it's rainy or windy. And unlike other windows, they're maintenance free. So that's good. Window Nation stands behind them with a lifetime warranty. And they're rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait. Put an end to your window problems and save big with Window Nation's The More You Buy, The More You Save sale going on right now. The sale ends soon. Visit windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Look at you sitting there all stuck in traffic and paying more because of State Senator Greg Walker. That's because in the state Senate, Greg Walker voted to raise our gas tax. You believe that? And Greg Walker opposed President Trump's plan to remove liberal Democrats from Congress. That could mean more road funding for New York, not Indiana. So next time you're stuck in traffic, think about this. Greg Walker voted for higher gas taxes and opposed President Trump's policies. Are those the kind of conservative values we want in the state Senate? Yeah, I didn't think so. President Trump calls Greg Walker a rhino and a loser, and he's right. We don't have to be stuck with Rhino Greg Walker. Call Greg Walker at 317-232-9400. Tell him to support lower gas taxes and President Trump's agenda. Paid for by Hoosier Leadership for America.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Maintenance is going to drastically increase the efficiency and performance of your system. It's also going to significantly improve the longevity of it. People think that they are saving money by skipping their maintenance, and in reality, they're just shaving years off the life and increasing the consumption of that unit, spending a lot more in the long term.
Get your tune-up today at Family Heating and Air, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Indianapolis to help improve my home when it matters most. It's not just Pella's high-quality windows and doors. It's the local experts who know the Indianapolis area so well. For a limited time, get 20% off Pella projects and 0% interest for 12 months. Call 833-87-PELLA or visit PellaIndy.com/radio to learn more. 833-87-PELLA or PellaIndy.com/radio. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Hammer and Nigel Show, back at it this afternoon. It's our favorite words, Beer Sample Friday. We got the biggest stories of the day and Beer Sample Friday.
Coming up in 2 minutes on this Friday morning, what forecasters say about the chances for severe weather during the Final Four. If you're coming to the Final Four in downtown Indy, there are traffic challenges and gunshots fired on the city's west side. What the cops are saying about that after Fox News. From the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 8 o'clock.
A new phase in Iran. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. The tallest bridge in the country is hit by U.S. airstrikes, and President Trump posts on Truth Social, our military, the greatest and most powerful by far anywhere in the world, hasn't even started destroying what's left in Iran. Bridges next, then electric power plants. New regime leadership knows what has to be done.
CENTCOM Commander Admiral Brad Cooper posted that it's undeniable that progress is being made. The president's post on Truth Social, he posted video of a bridge that was being destroyed. That's the B1 bridge, about 25 miles west of Tehran. The president posted the video with the text. It's time for Iran to make a deal before it's too late. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi countered with a post saying striking civilian structures won't compel Iranians to surrender. It only conveys defeat and moral collapse of an enemy in disarray.
Fox's Mike Tobin. New Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche denies that criticism over her handling of Jeffrey Epstein files had anything to do with President Trump firing Pam Bondi from the job yesterday. Fox's Kevin Cork.
Multiple sources say her problems began just weeks into the job when she appeared on Fox in February of 2025.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
But there was no client list to speak of. Then, of course, last July, the DOJ put out that memo announcing the Epstein case would essentially be closed, noting, quote, "This systematic review revealed no incriminating client list." Now, in addition to Blanche being a possible replacement, others being floated for the post include EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights Harmeet Dillon, and even Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
Wall Street Journal reports the president told Bondi on Wednesday, "I think it's time." The crew of the Artemis 2 mission's on its way to the moon after accelerating out of Earth's orbit, 4 days away from the trip around the moon, farther than humans have ever flown before. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Gunshots fired on the city's west side. You have a clear radar in downtown Indianapolis where it's 63 degrees. We're going up to 77 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick for Window Nation. Here's what's trending at 8:02.
There was a disturbance between two individuals, and unfortunately, one of the individuals or both of the individuals resorted to some type of gun violence.
IMPD Captain Don Wildhammer spoke last night outside of a home where the cops found a man dead. The shooting happened not far from West Troy and South Lyndhurst. After consulting the prosecutor's office, police have released the person that they initially detained. An 11-year-old girl found dead in a body of water in Columbus. Here's Jarrett Lewis.
Indiana conservation officers say they recovered the girl's body just after 10:40 Thursday morning. Crews had been searching the White River in Columbus since Tuesday evening when the girl was with friends on a sandbar by Mill Race Park and reportedly waded too far out and got caught in the river current. She was found about 80 yards from where she was last seen. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Gas prices dropping a little bit this morning across Indianapolis. Expect to pay about $3.94 a gallon. They started this week north of $4 a gallon. The Final Four in Indianapolis bringing heavy traffic.
If you're coming in from the north side, remember, Meridian Street and Pennsylvania Street are closed north of Monument Circle, and those heavily used eastbound, westbound one-ways, New York Street and Michigan Street, will also be shut down around the American Legion Mall, where the concerts are happening. In fact, expect gridlock conditions in parts of downtown. It will be undrivable in spots. All closures related to the Final Four will finish on different days next week. Matt Bear, WIBC Traffic.
And if you're headed out to downtown this weekend, bring a jacket.
We're in a marginal risk basically for the southeastern half of the state on Saturday, and that would be mainly late morning, at least here for the metro, would be late morning into the mid-afternoon hours.
Forecaster Joe Neal talking about the possibility of severe weather in and around Indianapolis. He says it's going to rain for sure Saturday, but once the rain moves out, it's going to be nice, a good Easter weekend on tap, but cool temperatures. 18 people are behind bars after an Indianapolis drug bust Wednesday.
Those people were all arrested on various charges, including possession of a narcotic, dealing cocaine, unlawful possession of a gun, and visiting a common nuisance. IMPD says this can all be traced back to a home on Capitol Avenue near the intersection of 38th and Illinois Streets. They say tips from people help them make the arrests and make the community safer in the process. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And inside Lucas Oil Stadium this morning, the Yukon Huskies will take the floor for a free open practice. In fact, all four NCAA Final Four teams are practicing. One of the guards on that Yukon team, Braylon Mullins, is from Greenfield.
It's a crazy experience. I mean, just being a part of it and being back home, just being able to see all the family and friends. And I think just playing in front of the home state of Indiana, I think it just means more than anything.
Yukon plays Illinois in that first game, and then Michigan, Arizona in the second game. The late game tips off at almost 9 o'clock Saturday night. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the fives. What are you watching, Jeremy Scott?
Well, I'm watching a couple of delays. Obviously, our normal ones that we see going in through the construction zone coming from the south side on 65 northbound from Raymond to the south split, and then again from the south split to Washington. I'm also keeping my eye on those closures that Matt Bear mentioned. Give yourself extra time this weekend if you have to come downtown. If you don't, you might want to find your way around. Also, 465 eastbound the north side, heavy ditch into Meridian. Traffic is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Every now and then you find a deal where you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. That's Straight Talk Wireless on Verizon's 5G network. Find it exclusively at Walmart and straighttalk.com. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
We had a little bit of that rain come through. The rest of the day, we might see some evening thunderstorms, but we really are cloudy. A little bit of wind we might get throughout the day, so keep an eye out for that. Again, we've got rain for tomorrow as well. Thunderstorms in the midday, it looks like, for tomorrow, with temperatures in the 60s, but that'll cool out and clear out by the evening. Right now, we are 65 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:06. The Final Four is in town. Welcome to Indianapolis, everybody. Go have a good time. Spend all of your money. Cause no problems. That's the way we like it here in Indy. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Guys, good to be with you. So we've got the Fan Fest going on. That starts at noon today, and then 10 a.m. on Saturday, and then noon on Sunday, and then noon again on Monday. Tickets are $15. There are ways to get in. If you're a college student, you're getting in for free. Active and non-active military personnel, free with a valid ID. If you're under 12, you're free with the purchase of an adult ticket. And if you've got Final Four game tickets, the Fan Fest is included. Also, it turns out if you're a Capital One card holder, so you got that going for you as well. If you need, also there's practices today, right? That's free. Lucas Oil. You got Illinois at 11, UConn at 12, Michigan at 1, Arizona at 2. That's when the practice is. So you can check that out for yourself. And as you heard from Jeremy Scott and you heard from Matt Bear all this week, the roads are going to be a mess. Just roll with it. Don't be angry. Don't be upset. Don't be like, why is this happening? I'll tell you why it's happening. Millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars for Indianapolis. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing. Roll with it. Enjoy yourself. But if anybody needs any recommendations, food recommendations, whether it's downtown or whether it's anywhere else, we've got you covered. We're here to help. 317-239-9393. We will find you the places. You're going to head down to Fountain Square. You may head up into Nora. We might send you west side or east side. We might send you out of downtown and out of Indianapolis proper to get the barbecue or whatever it is you're looking for. We've got you covered. You just ask. We will deliver. Well, we're not going to deliver your food. I mean, that's crazy. We are not Uber Eats, but we will tell you where to go. We can help with all of this. And we are a place that does meat well. And I would like to share quickly that you guys know Eat, Drink, Smoke, the cigar and bourbon show that I do that's heard across the country, eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Well, I have a sponsor over there that many of you met if you were at Trump 1 year and 1 month later, Defiance Beef, defiancebeef.com. And I've ordered from them before, and people were at the event. They got a pound of ground beef to take with them on the way out. And I hope everybody got that who was at the event. And so I had ordered a quarter cow. I'd ordered it, and so we already went through it. We already ate through it. And I said, okay, this time I'm doing it right. Today, I have a full cow coming to my home. I have I think it's close to 600 pounds of meat coming to my home. That's what it used to sound like. And now it sounds like this. Perfect. I am very excited. There are going to be many videos. There's going to be much cooking. It's insane what I have done. The chest freezers, the second chest freezer, second chest freezer is getting picked up today. There might be a third. I've never ordered this much before. And I never knew that, being like the ordering the cow guy is like the way to go. I'm here to tell you, I think this is the way to go. This is good. DefianceBeef.com. Use Eat, Drink, Smoke as the promo code because there's free shipping and all sorts of incredible deals. So I just wanted to let you know that this is happening. The sponsors that I have, I actually use those people. That does indeed happen, and I'm very excited.
Cooking a steak, wouldn't it be great? You could be my mate. Cooking a steak. For goodness sake, will you please be my mate and come and cook a steak? Steak.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. If you've got garage door problems, you do not have to worry. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis today for service today. This is what they do. This is what makes them different. This is why I use them. If you're in my garage, the sticker for Garage Doors of Indianapolis is right there on the door. Hey, Bart, what's going on? Garage Doors of Indianapolis. You call today for service today. They service all makes of garage doors. They do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're talking about holidays, weekends, the bad weather. You give them a call, 875-4577, and Garage Doors of Indianapolis will be there. They've been serving Indianapolis for over 50 years while supporting our conservative values. Garage Doors of Indianapolis. Call today for service today, 875-4577, 875-4577, or online at doorstoday.com. That's doorstoday.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's JMV, and the team at Miss M's and Sundown Gardens is ready for spring with spring annuals, lush tropicals, and flowering trees arriving daily. You'll find exactly what you need. Visit with ideas and questions and leave with the plan and the plants to turn your porch, patio, and yard into your dream outdoor living space. Miss M's and Sundown Gardens has everything to make your yard into a place you love. Miss M's in Bargersville on State Road 135 just south of Whiteland Road, and Sundown Gardens in Westfield at 186th and Spring Mill Road.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Traffic on the 5s. That's Jeremy Scott in for Matt Baer today. What's going on? That's fantastic. I'm going to let producer Carl work on your connection right there. I don't know what it is, man. Whole day today has just been nutty like that. Goes that way sometimes. Right now we've got 64 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:16.
As I stated in my announcement of Operation Epic Fury, our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb.
Good. Excellent. But I knew this. And maybe I'm seeing it wrong, but the address that President Trump gave Wednesday night, I didn't get to talk about it yesterday. I wasn't here yesterday. There was, for me, nothing new in there. What was its purpose? Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. I would tell you.
For nearly 100 years, Busey Wealth Management has helped
Carl?
families and businesses make smart financial.
Everything okay? Could I please not have anything just start playing on its own?
Sorry about that, Tony. My hand hit the mouse.
Dear Lord. I said earlier, I said just a minute ago, it's like one of those weird days. Everything, with traffic, with weather, with everything's just being all weird. I really apologize, guys. I'm gone for one day. Everything falls apart. The question about Trump's address was, what was the point of it? And I think maybe there's parts of me being too harsh, because part of the reason for the address could be to reach those people who get the filter of media. When you get the filter of media, you're told we're losing, we're dying, we're failing. So I should not just dismiss the address itself, because as I said, well, we knew all of this. There was nothing new here. There was nothing really impactful here. Well, Tony, what about Trump saying to other nations, it's your oil, go get it. Go get your oil. That was this.
The countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful, but they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. Number one, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the Strait and just take it. Protect it. Use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy. And in any event, when this conflict is over, the Strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and rebuild. It will resume the flowing and the gas prices will rapidly come back down.
But that's not going to be today. It's not going to be today. He had already said this, so for us, it wasn't necessarily surprising. But I will admit that I like the clarity of this. If you're going to get angry at other nations for not joining you in the initial effort, were they invited to join you in the initial effort? Maybe they would have felt differently if they were part of some kind of leadership that they could then go back to their citizens and say, look what we did, and here's why we did it, and look how strong I am. You ask them to play follow the leader, and they don't want to do that. And I would say it this way, Mr. President, especially with you. They just don't want to be seen weak to you for their voters. So we've talked about this many times, and absolutely, I believe that assessment is accurate. But dear Lord, go get your oil. I love that line. I am all in all day on that line. Go handle your business, honey. Go make it happen. The president also talked about regime change.
I've made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic Fury that we will continue until our objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it, and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it.
Now, we did hit what's known as the B1 bridge. And this bridge was not used by the people. This bridge, according to the BBC, it was not yet open to the people. According to those on the ground, it was utilized by the IRGC, and I assume members of the Basij, to the extent there is still a Basij, to coordinate, to move armaments, to move personnel. That was this bridge. It wasn't used by the people. It doesn't cut off Tehran from the rest of the country. None of that is true. But that's how it'll get discussed. Oh, you're hitting infrastructure. Oh, that's a war crime. Blah, 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 blah. But it's interesting to hear the president talk about regime change because, well, that's exactly what this is. Everybody knows that's what this is. This is regime change. The idea that this regime is far more reasonable, that's just not true. That's making it up. That is to put a happy face on this. No, they're not. There is no regime that is connected in any way to the Ayatollah that is ever going to be okay. Maybe their feeling is we'll do as good as we can and then we'll leave. The speech have anything new in it? Not really. Was the speech meant for me? No, it was meant for those who don't get to hear everything the president is saying, and it gets filtered through Jake Tapper and Wolf Blitzer and whoever's on MS Now these days. So, okay, that was its purpose. I get it. I think it should have been delivered with a little more verve and a little more Vigor from the president? I thought he looked tired. He could have been, for all I know. End of the world, the speech? No, not in the slightest. Are we leaving? Not today. Is the objective to take out the regime? Well, they've already said that they didn't go for regime change, but that's what's happening. They went for regime change. What comes next? Don't know. But the people screaming we're losing, the people screaming Israel did this to us, these people are seemingly, to me, getting more and more and more desperate. Sillier and sillier and sillier. Not looking at history, not looking at the facts on the ground, not looking at data, not seeing what it is that Iran was and how the region is excited that this is happening and this regime is done. And then maybe we could stop talking about the Middle East for 5 minutes. Oh, I don't think that'll be the case of the woke right and Tucker and the Tucker puppets, but, you know, the rest of us, the normies. Be great not to talk about this area for 5 minutes. Matt Bear's out today. Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s.
Well, if you're traveling out and about, not too bad. Traffic is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Every now and then you find a good deal where you get more and pay less. Now, that's a good deal. That's Straight Talk Wireless on Verizon's 5G network. Find it exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. Your only delay, 65 northbound Raymond to the South Split, and then on I-70, 6570, I should say, to Washington. Traffic is also sponsored by B-Window, 0% financing for up to 2 years. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Go to bwindow.com. Trust your home to be. I'm Jeremy Scott with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
While you're enjoying springtime, chocolate, family, and a little seasonal magic, I hope you have a weekend full of hope and joy. It's Casey wishing you happy Easter, and we'll see you back here Tuesday on 93 WIBC.
For nearly 100 years, Busey Wealth Management has helped families and businesses make smart financial decisions that stand the test of time. From personalized investment plans to tax strategies that work for you, we take a big picture approach, connecting you with the right experts to help protect what you've built and plan for what's next. Busey Wealth Management, here for every chapter of your financial story.
State Senator Jim Buck is 80 years old, and decades in politics and government have changed him. Maybe once he voted like a conservative, but he's changed. How else can you explain why Senator Buck voted with liberal Democrats in Indianapolis to oppose President Trump's agenda on congressional redistricting? Or why Jim Buck voted to let China own Hoosier farmland, putting Hoosier families at risk? Or why Jim Buck voted to raise our gas tax, increasing your pain at the pump, against Trump, letting China own our land, increasing the gas tax. It's a pathetic and sad pattern, a sign of a politician who's been in office too long. Call State Senator Jim Buck at 317-232-9400. Tell him 32 years in politics and government is enough. Support Trump's policies or retire already. Paid for by Hoosier Leadership for America.
Attention taxpayers. If you have $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS weighing you down, don't lose hope. Tax Relief Advocates has the solution. Even if you haven't filed your taxes in years or are facing IRS collections, we can help. Whether it's business or personal, TRA may be able to help you reduce or even eliminate what you owe to the IRS. When dealing with the IRS, you need the best negotiators on your side that you can trust. TRA has over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. With many facing financial hardship from unprecedented economic challenges, now is the time to take advantage of current tax relief initiatives that may reduce a large portion of what you owe and give you a fresh start. To see if you can reduce or even eliminate your back taxes, visit TRA.com or call 800-511-8513. 800-511-8513. Again, that's 800-511-8513. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment.
commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
With 0% financing for up to 2 years, upgrading your home has never been easier. Go to bwindow.com. Trust your home to be.
Trust me. The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Tony Katz to 46220 today.
Trump says we haven't even started destroying what's left.
93 WIBC.
Trump warning it is time for Iran to make a deal before it is too late, and there is nothing left.
What happens next?
Trump has fired Pam Bondi as the Attorney General.
Army Chief of Staff and 2 other generals are removed from their positions.
Happens here.
Conservation officers recover the body of an 11-year-old girl from the East Fork White River.
IMPD says they kept getting multiple tips from people about drug-related activity going on.
On air, online, and on Alexa. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Kind words for his outgoing AG. Right now, rain starting to come into downtown Indianapolis. Cloudy skies, obviously. 63 degrees, going up to 77. Good Friday morning. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31. President Trump praised outgoing AG Pam Bondi as she steps down.
A sentiment shared by her former deputy, Todd Blanche, who will now run the Department of Justice in an acting role.
We are a better Justice Department. We are safer as a nation, and we should all be very grateful to the Attorney General for her sacrifice for this country and for what she did.
Blanche speaking on Jesse Waters' Prime Time. Bondi is the second cabinet member to depart in recent weeks. She is said to be taking a job in the private sector.
Fox's Eben Brown reporting members of Congress say Bondi will still be expected to appear on Capitol Hill to answer questions over the Justice Department's failure to release all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein. The Trump administration is putting tariffs on drug companies starting Thursday. It'll double the cost of brand name medicines and their key ingredients unless the company is building factories in the U.S. or has made a trade deal with the Trump administration. The 4 astronauts on the Artemis II spacecraft are beginning their second day in space after Wednesday's launch from Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida.
This is the first time a crew has ridden this rocket before, so this is very much a test mission. So Artemis 1 flew in November of 2022. It was uncrewed. It didn't even have any life support systems on it. Now we're flying Artemis 2. This crew is putting it through all the paces. They said it was a great ride uphill.
That's NASA's Administrator Jarek Isaacman speaking with Fox News. The trip will take about 10 days. Artemis 2 will not be landing on the surface of the moon, but rather will travel several thousand miles beyond the moon before making a U-turn and coming back to Earth. If you're headed to downtown Indianapolis on this Final Four weekend,
we could see an isolated strong to severe storm with primarily some damaging winds, maybe a large hail report or two, primarily during the afternoon and evening hours when we're most unstable. And then we'll see that at least that threat kind of wind down a little bit during the overnight hours.
Forecaster Joe Neal at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis. In southern Indiana, a young girl's body is discovered.
The 11-year-old girl went missing Tuesday evening when she was with friends on a sandbar and then got too far out in the White River. Crews searched around the Mill Race Park area of Columbus since then, up until finding her body in 10 feet of water about 80 yards from where she was last seen. Indiana conservation officers said they located the girl Thursday morning. Columbus Mayor Mary Furdin said the city is extending its deepest sympathy to the girl's family, friends, and all who knew her. Chair Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
If you plan to fly United Airlines, you might be interested to know that they are increasing the cost of checked baggage by $10 with jet fuel up 80%. They say if you fly, you could expect now to pay $45 to check your bag. Sports on WIBC at 8:34. The Final Four in Indianapolis this weekend, and a few Hoosier players will play ball at Lucas Oil Stadium. Jake Davis, a Cathedral High School grad, says Lucas Oil Stadium, where the games will be played, is bigger than he expected.
I've been to Colts games. It doesn't seem that big when you're at a football game, but when it's a basketball court, it's crazy. I played in here, state football championship my sophomore year in high school, so I'm 1-0 in the building technically. The atmosphere is unreal. It's awesome. It's massive. It's so cool to be
Illinois hopes that luck will carry over as they play the 2-seed UConn on Saturday. That's the first game. The nightcap, a couple of 1 seeds Michigan and Arizona, all Final Four teams on the practice court today, and it's free and open to the public. That means you can get in and watch these guys. Doors open at 10. The NIT title game is set. Tulsa and Auburn Sunday at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and the Indiana Pacers are on the road. They play the Charlotte Hornets tonight. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the fives. What's going on, Jeremy Scott?
Well, Ryan, we're seeing our usual delays going into downtown on the south side. 65 northbound. Heavy Raymond into the south split. 70 eastbound also tight approaching the south split. That's because 65-70 northbound is tight all the way over to Washington. Southbound, you're slow from the north split to Washington. Traffic sponsored by B-Window with 0% financing for up to 2 years. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Go to bwindow.com. Trust your home to the B. I'm Jeremy Scott. Traffic on the fives. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
65 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:36. It's time to fill up on the news, presented by Simple Quarters. Need to sell your home without the hassle? Sell your home to people you can trust. Call Simple Quarters, 317-900-HOME, 317-900-HOME. The Dow futures are down 61. The NASDAQ futures are up 38. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. The market right now, what did it close at yesterday? What was it, 46,504? Is that right? That was the closing yesterday. Oil prices are up. $111 a barrel, $111.50 on the West Texas crude, $109 on the Brent. The West Texas is more than the Brent crude right now. I don't know if that talk about the Strait of Hormuz. I do not know if that made the markets happy. The 10-year Treasury at 4.358. Gold, $4,676 an ounce, kind of holding in this place. Silver at $72.90 an ounce. Bitcoin right now at $66,943. And the numbers are out on payrolls for the month of March. Okay, you do the math. You figure it out. You have the producer price index that was up, right? So that's what manufacturers are paying. We've talked about the fact that tariffs are now getting passed through to the consumer. They've done all the absorbing of tariffs that they're going to do. U.S. payrolls were up 178,000 in March. It was a decline of 133,000 in February, and the Dow Jones estimate, 59,000. I've already texted Dr. Matt Will. What in the world is this? 178,000 versus an estimate of 60,000? Three times the number of jobs? And also, I haven't been able to look at the report yet. What categories did we see this? Because if you tell me we saw this in government, well, then that all sucks. Let me see if I've got anything right here that will tell me. Here's the report. But no, I don't have it yet. I do not. Okay, here it is. Okay, I don't know how we view healthcare. Healthcare added 76,000 jobs in March. Construction grew 26,000. You can almost see that, right? The weather changing. There's going to be more opportunities there. Transportation and warehousing added 21,000 jobs. But employment overall in that category since February of 2025, down 139,000. Federal government, down 18,000. This is a fascinating report, which we are going to break down on Tony Katz today. shouldn't the markets be like super happy about this? Or are we still oil driving everything? Probably still oil driving everything. Unemployment at 4.3%. You know the world is crazy, right? But we don't have to be. And since I wasn't here Thursday, this will be the TK Friday Music Moment presented by KillaDentRemoval.com. Those door dings that you have making your car look awful. Yeah, you can get rid of those with Killadent. KillaDentRemoval.com. Whether it's hail, storm damage, right? You're in the supermarket parking lot. And the next thing you know, you got that cart hitting you and you're like, what in the world? Yeah, you can take care of all of that with Kill a Dent Removal. They come to you, whether it's the hail damage, no matter what the damage is, the door dings, their mobile dent repair, paintless dent removal. They make your car look amazing. Talk to Kill a Dent Removal. Talk to them about making sure your car can look as good as it needs to and getting rid of the door dings. KillaDentRemoval.com. They bring you the Tony Katz TK Thursday Music Moment. The world is crazy, but we do not have to be. So what we do is, it takes some time every week. Roll down the windows, turn up the speakers, grab a drink. Maybe you work third shift. I'm not here to judge, kitten. Just don't do it in the car. And we play some music, and we're like, you know what? Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. I went with the full-on ridiculous dance mix. This might be the newest song I've ever done on the TK Thursday Music Moment. Everything's listed at WIBC.com. 2014. It's just, it is for a newer generation, just one of those get up and dance kind of songs. And in terms of driving music, I think it'll work and work very, very, very well. From Pitbull. Yeah, it's the clean radio edit, kittens. Don't you worry. It's Fireball. Producer Carl, hit it.
Mr. Worldwide to infinity. You know the roof on fire. We go boogie, oogie, oogie, jiggle, wiggle, and dance like the roof on fire. We go drink drinks and take shots until we fall out like the roof on fire. Tell them, baby, 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 like the roof on fire. Tell them, baby, 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 I'm on fire. I tell her, baby, 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 I'm a fireball. Conquered, or should I say I saw I conquered? This little chico on fire, he no lie. Well, y'all slipping, he's running the game. Now Big Bang Boogie, get that little noogie in a nice little shave. I gave Susie a little pat up on the booty, and she turned around and said, walk this way. I was born in a plane. Mama said that every word was on my name. I'm the best you've ever had. If you think I'm burning out, I never am. Fireball. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but I don't care what y'all say. Cause as the world turns, y'all boys gon' learn that this chico right here don't play. That boy's from the bottom of the map, MIA, USA. I gave Sushi a little pat up on the booty, and she turned around and said, walk this way. I was born in a plane. Mama said that every word was on my name. I'm the best you've ever had. If you think I'm burning out, I never am. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Fireball. We're taking it down. We're taking it
Just sometimes you need a song. Just need a moment to breathe and relax, and then you get back to it. Speaking of breathing and relaxing, I'm like, why isn't the market moving on this news? Because the market's closed today. I'm giving you the futures. I'm giving you that number from yesterday. I apologize. I take one day off and I fall apart. I did forget that the market does close for Good Friday. It's not a holiday, but the market traditionally closes. That's on me. The payroll numbers, those numbers are nuts. We're going to break that down with Dr. Matt Will. So, yes, the market is closed today. It did close at 46,504 yesterday, so it was down just 61. And the NASDAQ at 21,879. So that's why there's no movement. That's my mistake. I take one day off, man. Look at me. Just ridiculous. That's Jeremy Scott in the WIBC Traffic Center with the latest. What's up, Jeremy?
Well, Tony, a lot of our delays are going into Washington on 6570 southbound heavy from the north split, and that northbound delay starts right around Keystone on 65 northbound. You have a lot of roads closed for the NCAA men's Final Four events. They include Meridian from Michigan to St. Clair, so that's probably why we're seeing a lot of these delays. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window with 0% financing for up to 2 years. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Go to bwindow.com. Trust your home to be. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 65 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:47.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
I didn't switch to Pure Talk just because I wanted to save 50% off the same 5G service I'd been paying twice as much for. I switched because I like the idea of being in business with a wireless company that supports our veterans in a meaningful way. Pure Talk also creates American jobs every day by keeping their entire operation in this country. I appreciate that. If you feel the same, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Relive a classic on the big screen. Stand By Me, the film and its stars 40 years later, comes to Old National Center on Saturday, June 13th. See the movie and hear from Corey Feldman, Jerry O'Connell, and Will Wheaton live on stage. Get your tickets now at WIBC.com.
It's Film Friday.
That's Hooey Valley, Hooey Hollywood. Action!
Just let it happen.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side?
Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. It's time to play America's favorite game. What the heck is that television theme song? Here's how we play our game. Producer Carl selects a television theme song from yesteryear. I have to guess what it is, except for Fridays, when we do Film Friday, where producer Carl picks a song that is emblematic of a movie, and we have to guess what that film is. I, of course, can utilize help from the chat room as we live stream on YouTube, youtube.com/WIBC, or I can phone a friend, but Matt Bear is not in today, so I can't even phone a friend right there. The problem is, I don't remember which Muppet movie this is. Right? So it could be, if this is Muppets Take Manhattan, or is this Muppet movie? And I'm 50-50. So the chat room right now is also 50-50. They're not any help whatsoever. Now, the song is Rainbow Connection. We all know this. It's a classic. It's a feel-good kind of song. So the question is, Muppet movie or Muppets Take Manhattan? Muppet movie or Muppets Take Manhattan? This is hard. Is Casey in? No, Casey's out today. Dang it. Good Lord. The chat room is of no help. Nobody, people want to see me get this wrong. I'm going to go with the classic that this is the Muppet movie. There it is. This is the kind of pressure that has me ready for public office, ladies and gentlemen. Ready. I have a friend in radio, Chris DeGaulle, morning host for the Salem networks. He was in Philadelphia, and then he moved to the Salem networks, and he decided he's leaving radio to run for Congress. So he's in Missouri, and he's running in the 6th district. It's pretty much a conservative stronghold. He'll have a primary, but I think he has a good chance of getting there. And so yeah, it's always interesting when I see people who I've come up with in the industry and who have built their careers say, you know what, there's a move here. And I wonder out loud. I don't wonder this just about Chris. And Chris DeGaule's a good man, a good man. I like him quite a bit as a human being, and never mind just as a radio host. Although we have a very different style, I like him. Did you go into the politics because there's no money in radio? Or did you go into the politics because you cover these things and you're like, I can't just talk about it anymore. I got to go do. Because I understand that impulse. Really, really, really well. Do I understand that impulse? But I wonder how he's not the first radio host to try and make this transition. I wonder how people view that. Do they view it like, oh, I guess you couldn't hack it in radio? Or are they like, good on you for getting in the game? I wonder how that goes. I'm saying right now, for the record, right now, I'm not running for anything. I'm right here. I'm in a good spot. I'm trying to do some other things. I'm in a good spot. I'm staying right where I'm at. Right here in this spot. And I'll be back here on Monday. We'll talk more about Trump's next steps in Iran, these jobs numbers, and what do they mean. Dr. Matt will be with us. Stephen Yates is scheduled to be with us as well. I had one other story that I wanted to get to. I mean, we'll talk about Pam Bondi being out. For sure. There was a surveillance hack of the FBI by China. Are we still going to pretend that somehow we should keep doing nothing? Because I think what we're doing is minimal. And what we need to do is maximum. I'll have all of that at noon on Tony Katz today. I will catch you then. Jeremy Scott has traffic.
Tony, a lot of the